bring out your writing materials, bring out whatever you want to use and write, and get this down, get everything I'm about to say down, because it's going to help you. It's going to help you. Okay. This is what my siblings and my research helped me to get from my 3.9 to 5.0. Okay. So without further ado, let the cruise begin. So this is a new session, and it's not the time to be shouting, I am a chosen, I am a chosen. You need to get the ball in the court. So it's going to be like time/tutorial, but that's what you get. Okay. It's time to get serious. I'm going to just give you guys a quick story time, and then we're going to jump right into the body. Yeah. So basically, I started university in 2021, and on my first semester, I got a 4.5 on the dots. Now, in 100 level, I actually went to university with the aim to have fun and like party and all this kind of stuff. But right now, I actually am not really interested in that kind of fun now, because my priorities have shifted from that. That was probably, all this high school stuff that I used to see on TV, but just growing, I realized that that's not really the kind of fun I want. So we had like parties and stuff, and I and my friends we used to be the ones that would be like, "Oh, hi guys, we're having this party." Not like every time, but it was just like twice or something. But that was the this thing, and then I was just basically having the time of my life, because in my mind I have a 4.5 already waiting for me in my first semester. Like, what could possibly go wrong? My dear, a lot could possibly go wrong, because when I checked my results after that semester, I saw a 3.9 staring at me. Mind you, I'm not saying the 3.9 is bad though, but for me, that was not what I wanted, because my aim for that semester was to get to a comfortable first class GPA, because 4.5 is on the line. It's very easy to shift away. Like, it's not stable, so I could not really count that as a you guys, I wanted to get more stable, and instead of being stable in my first class GPA, I ran to the bottom. Sorry, not to the bottom, but like if you get, so my CGPA dropped, and I kept on refreshing that. I was just seeing D, and I was seeing this, and I was like, my 3 units course, just getting C, and I was like, hey, after I finished telling everybody, that's why my mom has finished sending the whole message. Oh my god, since I got 4.5 in the first semester, how am I supposed to share this result to everybody? So my family is just very great, because they were just supporting me. They just told me that, don't worry, I'm still starting, that, oh yeah, do this, do that, do that. So now it is that do this, do that, plus what I added to that, do that I'm going to tell you. Okay? So I have my book with me. This is my personal book. What do I even call it? Self-improvement journal. I use this book to write basically everything, my goals, my plans, plan my content, plan my education, that kind of stuff, do my Bible study, just basically improving myself. So I've written some things down, the tips and everything of how I go from 3.9 to 5.0 in one semester. So yes, let's get into that. Okay, now, so I'm just going to say the things that made me in second semester of 100 level and the first semester of 20 level different. Okay, number one, I had the biggest motivation: failure. I had motivation. See, in anything you want to do, you need motivation. You need something that's driving you. It's either you have a passion, or you want to be better, or you want economic freedom, or like you just need something. There has to be a motivation. So my motivation that semester was failure. I did not want to fail again. So number two, next thing I did was to set a target. My target for that semester was 4.75. Yes, 4.75. So that was what I was aiming at. So at the beginning of the semester, when I finished doing my course registration and everything, I made a table. The table is my courses, the units, least expected grade, not expected grade. Then I have like some other 3 columns for when this semester actually begins and I see this course. So after each exams, I'll evaluate myself, because I do not like surprises with my results. I like to know what I'm expecting. Yes. So now, based on that timetable, you're going to start the most important courses. The courses now, from the course name, you're going to know which course is going to cost you wahala. Like now, I see structural analysis, design of concrete structures. I know that those courses are going to require time and they are now 3 unit courses. So I just start all of them, knowing that these ones are going to need extra attention. Yes, they're going to need extra attention. hmm So that's the first thing I did. That helps me keep my mind, like I've set a goal. I set my target. Now I have outlined, oh, this course, the least I should get by the name by guessing. Like let's say I see transportation engineering. I'm guessing that one will be simple, like just transportation engineering. Or let's say my ICT, I put A there. So you just grade yourself based on that. That's what I did. Now, the next thing is to, oh, sorry, before you, right? Yes, after that's your target, you pray about it. You pray about your target, you commit everything into God's hands. You have to tell God what you want. You have to be very specific in your prayer. Be very specific. God overdoes, like he's the overdoer. Like you can say you want two and he gives you 20. So I was very specific in my prayer. I told him that I really needed to be better, that please guide me, take me away from distractions, anything that will possibly distract me during this time. Yeah, that was that. Now the next thing is to find an effective reading method. What does effective reading method mean? It means how you're going to read. Do you read by, detailing everything in your notes? Like me personally, I rewrite my notes. Like if I'm given the notes, I extract the important points from it. It's those important points that I will read during exams. Yes, but I'll still go through my note again before exams. But like it's those important points that I need to keep in my head. Yes. So then I just used to rewrite everything and go through it constantly, like frequently. Now, reading area, where you're reading, you need to find a place that you're comfortable reading in. In my 200 level and my 100 level, I used to read in the library. But in 200 level, at a point, the library became uncomfortable with my timetable. So I had to shift to a different venue. And that venue was very quiet and nobody actually discovered it by that time. That's why I was reading. And I was able to cover a lot because I was alone and the place was quiet. If I needed some time to do what I wanted to do, watch my TikTok, dance, anything, I could do it. Nothing disturbing me. Yes. Now, next thing is a timetable, a reading timetable. A reading timetable is not as serious as it sounds. It's just what you're going to read. Me personally, I don't always follow it, but it reaches a point in your semester that you have to make sure that you are following your timetable, because once things start to pile up, it's not going back from there. Now, the next thing is ask questions. I asked questions. See, another difference between me in 100 level and now, or 200 level, was that I was scared. Not scared, I was not scared. I was proud. I'm going to say it. I was freaking proud. I could not go to another person and be asking questions. Like I felt like I was smart enough to know the answers to my questions. But now I ask anybody that seems to have an answer to my question, I will go and meet you. I will walk on your own time. I walked on other people. I went from people to people asking, oh, please can you give me this person's number? Oh, do you listen to this? Can you teach me this? I asked. It's better to ask outside. Don't go and be asking inside the exam hall. Yeah, don't go and do that. Don't do that. Always use external sources. I use external sources. Okay. Now, in my third year level, the most difficult courses for me, number one, was electricity. Imagine finishing 100 level where you've already it's supposed to be the easiest level, and your courses. I come and start seeing mechanics, electricity. What was that other course? There was one other one, but like they were first semester courses for 200 level were not even playing with me. They were not even playing with me. So I had to use YouTube, and there was a textbook that the lecturer gave to us. I made sure I read every single thing. Now, the story time I'm going to give in between this is that in that 200 level, that was during election time. That was during election time. Before we went back home for the election break, I I was terrible. I was doing terrible. I was in a very terrible mental state. Some might call it academic depression, whatever you want to call it, but I was terrible. And like, I'm not really the kind of person to let the people around me to know what's going on. So I just stayed on my own. Okay, so during that time, When they just said that the federal government said we should come back home, that all schools should close, oh my god, that was the best thing I could hear. That was music to my ears because I needed a break from school. I needed to get away from school. I needed time away from school. So when I came back home, I was not playing. I was not even playing one bit. As I came back home, I got a cardboard. I made an entire, very detailed. As per my 24 hours must be used well. That's the most serious reading time I've ever had in my life. Like I was reading so much to the point that my dad will come back and then he'll sit down in the parlor. Then me, I'll still be reading in the parlor. He'll come back and meet me reading. No, he'll leave the house. I'm reading. He'll come back. I'm reading. And then when he's going back up by like maybe 1 or 2 a.m., I'm still there. Reading like, sister, you're not doing this one for eye service. Say, that is not eye service. I'm active. It's me being active right now. So that's that holiday. That holiday is one of the things that saved me because before that holiday, I failed all my CAs. I'm not gonna lie. My mechanics, I went there. I read. These funny things that I freaking read for that test. Number one, I now have calculator. I thought I could borrow calculator, but no. As I just entered, they said no switch on calculator. If you switch on anything, you're gonna try to stop writing your test. All this kind of stuff. So I don't even bother. The simplest thing, like everybody else was just writing, and then I was just there because everything I read left my head, and I was just in awe. I didn't read it properly, and I did not bother to ask anybody anything. So I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. Why for electricity? Electricity. We had three tests. I was absent for one. I failed the other two zero. Like not even no in between zero. Like majority of the tests I had, like I knew I did not have CA for my 3 unit courses. Even maths failed the test. CSC failed the test. I failed all my CA tests. Not fail, but like some I not fail, but like majority of my 3 unit courses I failed them. So I knew exams was all I had. Exams was all I had to make a difference. So I needed that difference to be made. So when I went back home, I was on my A game. I was on my freaking A game. Yeah. Back to our list. Okay, so the next thing on our list is to past questions. Always utilize past questions, but never depend wholly on past questions. Right now, I do not really use past questions like that because number one, there aren't really that many past questions in my 400 level as there were before. But you see, then I used to use past questions to look at how the lecturer sets the questions, not necessarily like cramming the questions, because that's a very big gamble. But sometimes the gamble actually worked. In my second semester, with I think that was instrumentation, it was just copy and paste. But like, yeah, sometimes you just have to really just in case so that everybody will not come out of the exam hall saying, "Oh my god, this was 2019 past question, just copied and pasted." Are you're just there because you did not read it. So read your past question. If you find it, look for it until they say it's not there. But if you can't, look for it. Okay. Attend all your classes. Attend your classes. In my 200 level, okay. The things that in 100 level second semester, I went to the back. I was sitting at the back. I was sitting at the back. I was going to classes late. I became very nonchalant. Yeah. So when I came back for 200 level, I made sure that that was not going to be my story again. I started going to class with a different person, and she was a more early sitting at the front kind of person. So that's who I eventually became. I said sitting at the front. Now the thing about sitting at the front is like you kind of fake it till you make it kind of stuff because you're surrounded around people that want to sit at the front. Why they sit at the front? Because they are like those kind of people that like we all know the kind of people that like sitting in the front. And do you want to pass your exams? Yes. Do you want people that understand what the lecturer is saying? Yes. Do you want people that concentrate to be around you? Yes. So number one, you would know, oh, this person understands this. If I have a confusion, you can just ask one of the people around you because people around you there are concentrating. So even if you're unserious and you're at the front, at least you find an answer. Yes, that was me that time. Yeah. But yes, that was actually the major reason because you need to be surrounded by people that you want to be like. So now I'm not straight to the back. Of me, I like sitting at the back. I used to. That was my classes in 200 level and three in 200 level were big class because I'm in engineering. Yeah, so all our classes were big as classes. Yeah. So sit in the front, sit around people that have answered. But if you're in a small class, it doesn't really matter. You can sit anywhere if you're in a small class. But if you're in a big class, try to sit in the front with people that are sitting in front because they have the answer. They have answers. If you have a problem, you know who to go to look for. Okay? Yeah. Try to utilize your CA. Don't be like me. My CA is not go forbid. I will not proclaim it. But my CA, so don't be like me. That one is me telling. That's not what I did. I tried my best to allow my because if your CA is good, your exam reading is not going to be it's not going to be a do or die affair. It's going to be a okay, I already have foundation. But when you don't have foundation, exams is all you have. Okay? So don't be like me and be doing cut and join for your CA. Make sure you read your books and yeah, that kind of stuff. During exam time, you should be revising. You should have been able to cover up at least. Okay, you can still be learning because you learn every day, but you should not just be starting to be reading during exam time. Exam time is supposed to be a period where you are just revising what you already learned. So it is most advisable that you have learned majority of your everything before it is exams time. Me personally, I revise during exam time. I have my notes, I write my notes, and make sure I strive to make sure that I finish reading before exams. So I know that during exams, I'm just revising. It gives you less stress because when during the time of exams, everywhere is going to be filled up. Everybody is going to be in the reading areas. People that are not reading, people that are reading, it's just going to be crowded, and it's not really an atmosphere to be reading in if you're someone that reads outside like me. But if you read inside and your roommates are good people, good for you. But that's not my style. That's not my aesthetic. I don't read inside. Can't do that. Um, always pray before starting to read or before answering any exam questions. Now for one of my exams, I had this exam in 200 level. Sorry, 300 level. So normally I pray before all my paper first opened any paper. Now before that paper, I don't even know how it skipped my mind, but I know I did not pray before that paper. As I was in the paper at the end, the one I finished writing was transportation. After I finished writing this sweet exam, now the information was I was a civil engineering student and I was in the middle, and beside me on the other two sides were I think computer or electrical or one of these other departments, but they were doing something a course that I don't do. So I was the one in the because I was writing transportation. What they were doing, I've never done it in my life. I think signal or something around those kind of stuff. And one man just came in and said we should stand up, like me and the guy beside me. I said, that's what's going on. That excuse you, but doing two different exams. I said I should stand up and she got some paper. And I said something to paper because I did not finish. But I finished. But I not finish how I wanted to finish because I always you get what I'm saying. So the cocoa was that we're writing two different papers. So how can I be cheating with him? It was not making any sense. We're now trying to explain. I was just trying to explain. Said carry that paper, wrote -5, -5. And I said, excuse, what's going on? Because they've not really minus any mark from me. And I'm like, excuse. And one thing I avoid getting in trouble with any lecturer because that's just a recipe for disaster. So that day, I had to go, and then the man, okay, the other guy was trying to explain that, oh, my paper is our departments are different and everything. This man carried the guy's paper and put -10, and I said, no, Jesus Christ, it's not me. I ran with my script to go and submit it, and I left the exam because I knew that what I had written plus my CA was enough for me to get an A. So I just left. But the moral lesson is that always pray, commit it to God's hands. Because at the odds, I did one paper I did not pray before writing was the paper that rubbish happened to me in. So pray, don't let the devil come and be running around your exam venue. Cast and bind. Okay, so go through all your jots before you enter the exam hall. I always, you see, the last thing in my head before I leave my room at any point for a paper are my jots. I need to make sure that every single thing that's inside there is in my head, at least to an extent. So, yeah, always go through your jots at the last minute and make sure that you understand. You're not cramming, at least, okay, you might end up cramming some stuff, but to the best you can understand. If you don't understand, use external sources, use Google. Google would explain it to you, show you pictures, it would tell you what you need. use YouTube. There are many of my favorite Indian Asian teachers there that will explain things to you very simple, tested, approved, and trusted. Okay, yeah, we don't need to be doing failure in 2025, 2026 session. Okay, oh my god. Okay, sorry if you're not watching this, then sorry. Okay, then yeah, whatever session you guys are in now. Now things calculate all possible calculations, any possible calculation that comes across you. You shall get what I'm saying. Calculate it. Any resource that you get, do it. Questions that you see related to it, do it. Gather as much information as you can because you need it, not just for the exams but for like your general understanding. So always make sure that that's what I did. I made sure that I understood majority of everything I was doing, especially my electricity is not easy, but I made sure I understood it. Mechanics, I was fighting for my life, but I made sure I tried. I read the textbook until I understood what was going. It was not one day, it was not one week, it was not a month, but I did it. Okay, and you can do it too. Everyone can do it. Just everyone has it inside you. Your goals might be different, your targets might be different, but the ability is inside of you. Okay. What else do I have here? Never go to the exam hall empty headed. What are you going there to do? Why are you going to the exam hall empty headed? Okay? Don't do that. Make sure you read your book. Never do that. Like, never ever do that. Even if it's 50%, that 50% at least it can help you to answer 2 questions. You can be okay with that. But empty headed, no, that's too much of a risk. That's too much of a risk if you are aiming for something better than you were before. And if you are never anything before, if you're aiming to begin high. Okay, so that's just literally all I can share with you for today. I'm going to be dropping some other academic related posts, so you can actually drop in the comment section what kind of post you would like to see regarding academics, because I'm your girl. You see, academic information and tutorials, just leave it to me. I love doing that. I just love doing that for my friends. You see how to make a timetable, how to study, how to any of this kind of stuff. Just, request me comment section, or just one day you see it pop up on your feed because I will make it. Okay. So that's the end of my video today. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you're going to do better than you were before. And if you haven't started from anything, I hope your beginning is going to be great. Good luck to everyone. 5.0 is the goal, okay? And if I could do it, you can do it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to your friends, share to your people, share to your daughter, your son, anyone you want to see do better, because I believe that everybody has potential in them. The potential just needs to be worked on. Because if you had told me that semester that I was ever going to get a 5.0, I would have never been. In fact, when they told me, I asked my course advisor, sir, are you sure? Like, it was not possible. So they sent me this A. I was like, not said that your GPA is 5.0. Like, is that even possible? Because they'll be like, oh, 5.0 is the goal, 5.0 is the goal. But I never knew people actually used to get it. Like, I thought maybe I've heard 4.9, 4.8, but like, I never knew 5.0 was possible. So, the same way, I never thought I could do it. And I'm sure you, or maybe your ability, you didn't know you can do it. But if you never thought you could do it, trust me, you can. And if 5.0 is not your goal, always remember that you should not aim lower than what you want. If you think your ability is a 4.5, do not aim for 4.5. Always aim higher than that. Because it's better for you to than for you to like from where you want and you're already down. But like if you aim higher than what you think your capabilities are, it will surprise you. So just take that and don't forget to aim high. Thank you. Bye.